This unit is on statistical reasoning. And research shows that the polar bear population is declining and the species is at risk of becoming endangered. How can statistics help to monitor the polar bear population to determine whether it stabilizes or whether polar bears become an endangered species? Historical records can be used to gain data about the past. Current data can be acquired by observation and by tagging polar bears with sensors and radio transmitters, which can provide information about factors such as growth, heartbeat, death, migration patterns, and population numbers. You're going to learn how to use tools that will help you make decisions by comparing sets of data. You will also learn how to determine the reliability of claims that are based on data, such as data from surveys and polls. Statistical reasoning is a particular reasoning involved in successfully dealing with response to arguments which depend upon statistics or probability. For example, people may fail to see that the fact that they have known smokers who have lived to 90 years of age in apparent good health provides no proper basis to dismiss or diminish the well-established statistical relation between smoking and fatal diseases. Our goal is to explore the similarities and differences between two sets of data. Paulo needs a new battery for his car. He's trying to decide between two different brands. Both brands are the same price. He obtains data for the lifespan in years of 30 batteries from each brand, as shown above. How can you compare the data to help Paulo decide which brand of battery to buy? For this exercise, we're going to look at mean, median, mode, and range. The definition of mean is an average, to determine the sum of all the data and then divide by the number of items. Median is the middle number when the data is arranged in order. If there is an odd number of data, the median is the middle number. If there is an even number of data, the median is the mean of the two middle numbers. So you need to add the two numbers together and divide by 2 because there's two numbers. That will give you the middle number between the two. The mode is the number that is repeated most often. If no numbers repeat, there is no mode. There can also be more than one mode. Dispersion is a measure that varies by the spread among the data in a set. Dispersion has a value of 0 if all the data in the set is identical, and it increases in value as the data becomes more spread out. Range is the highest value, subtract the lowest value. We're going to look at the first 12 set of batteries in that first example we had with Paulo. We're going to look at determining the mean, median, and mode and range of each brand. To save us some time, I already calculated the mean. If you wanted to do that and check the work, you would have to add all 12 numbers and then divide by 12. You have to divide by the amount that's there. I got 5.6 years for brand X and 5.8 years for brand Y. So on average, brand Y lasts longer. Now, if we're going to look at the median, we have to organize the numbers from smallest to biggest. I have already done that. So now we're going to find which two numbers are in the middle. I'm just going to underline each number from first to last, second to second last, and move into the middle until I find my middle number. And I come to 6 and 6.2. I need to find the middle number between 6 and 6.2. In this case, it's 6.1. But if you weren't sure how to calculate that, you would take 6, add 6.2, you'd get 12.2, and then you have to divide by the amount of numbers that are there. So you have to divide by 2, and you get 6.1. So 6.1 is the median. In brand Y, we're going to repeat that same procedure until we find the middle number. So we have 5.7 and 5.9. Those numbers are a bit easier to see where the middle number is in between, and we get 5.8. So the median is higher in brand X. Now the mode, we need to look at both brands and see which number is repeated the most. In brand X, it happens to be 6.4. And there's no other numbers that are repeated again. So 6.4 is my mode for brand X. And in brand Y, we have two modes. We have 5.7, which happens twice, and 6.8, which happens twice. So in that example, we have two modes. If we were to look at the range, we're going to take the highest number, subtract it from the lowest number. So the range in brand X, I'm going to take 7.5, subtract 3.1 from it, and I get 4.4. So that's for brand X. For brand Y, the highest number is 6.8. And I'll subtract the lowest number, 4.7. We get 2.1. So with range, ideally you want a small range. What that's telling you, if you have numbers that are all over the place, there's nothing consistent. So in brand Y, we have more consistency with their batteries. Brand Y has two modes, so that's not really helping us there for deciding which brand we want. The average helps, and if I scroll up again to see our average, brand Y had a higher average. And then for median, brand X. If I was to make a decision between both brands, I myself would go with brand Y just because the average is higher and it's more consistent. So that range has a smaller value, a smaller dispersion. So those are showing that the battery is more consistent with that lifespan. So I would say winner, brand Y. So what battery would you buy? Well, I guess that's up to you. After this example, I'd like you guys to do practice 1 in your textbook. Question 1, A, B, and C.